Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. We're a little under 36 hours until the Cowboys kick off against the Eagles in a game that literally is the season. I deem it as a playoff game because in order for the Cowboys to have any hope, they have to win. They lose, they're definitely out. Not mathematically, but at 3-6, don't have too much of a chance. What I always like to break the season down is look at 10 wins. 10 wins will just about guarantee you being in the playoffs. And I like to break it down into quarters. And what you have to do is you have to have two quarters where you go 3-1. And then you can have two quarters where you go 2-2. That gets you to 10. Well, unfortunately, our first two quarters have been 2-2 and 1-3. Not going to get it done. So what we actually have to do, you need to go 3-4 and 4-0 in those to get to 10 wins. And I don't think they're going to get to 10 wins. I think 9 wins is a possibility and not far out of the realm. I may be crazy, but I keep saying to everybody that Jason Garrett and his error is like a suspense thriller, except there's no thrill. We'll say a B level one. Kind of like Fatal Attraction, you know? Or a horror movie where, you think you've killed the guy, everybody embraces, gets together, we're saved, we're alive. Ah. And then the bad guy or woman is still alive. In Fatal Attraction, she's in the bathtub. She's underwater. Bubbles come out. Eyes are wide open. You know she's dead. Yet somehow she pops up out of there with the knife, ready to kill. And that, my friends, is Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, the cat that has 9 lives, just won't die. Maybe I'm crazy, but Jason Garrett always, when under the gun, does just enough to be able to come back to life. And as crazy as it sounds, because when you look at the team, the offensive line is a shell of itself. Now you've got Connor Williams out. Dak is not getting it done. Turnover every game. Sean Lee is gone now, might as well say for the rest of the season, 4 to 6 weeks. Taco's hurt. David Irving's hurt. Randy Gregory's hurt. All these things you look at and say, there's not a lot of hope. Oh, and we still have Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett. But I'm going to tell you, it's when the Cowboys aren't expected to do something that they do something. After 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, nobody expected 12-4. After 4-12 and losing Tony Romo, nobody expected 13-3. Everybody says the Cowboys are going to get blown out. Everybody says that the Cowboys have no chance. The Eagles are far superior. But the Eagles are in really that same boat that we're in right now. Lane Johnson may or may not be back from injury. Hasn't practiced all week. It'll be a game time decision. Darren Sproles is out. Jay Ajayi is gone. They're doing running back by committee. That's not doing anywhere close to what it did last year. Carson Wentz has a fumble every game. He's got Dakitis as well. And now your two starting cornerbacks um, for the Eagles are gone. So that's going to leave a mismatch there in the slot with Cole Beasley. And I believe, looking at Cooper Rush, oh my God. Yeah, it's been a long season. Amari Cooper, I'm not mad about that trade. Clearly, Amari Cooper has more skills than anybody we got on the roster. He's still young. And I believe as the next couple of weeks go by and they start working together with Dak and him, that he's going to be able to do a lot more. The fact that he was on the roster for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, but it was during the bye week where they didn't have practice. The fact that they ended up basically playing Madden last weekend to get to know each other and then had 3 practices, one of which was a walkthrough. He did pretty good. Don't underestimate that connection. Clearly he can get separation. Clearly he can make moves. And I'd go back to that 5% thing I've been talking about. If everybody just does 5% more, offensive line holds up for just 5% more, Dak gets that ball 5% closer on the wide receivers. If the wide receivers get 5% more separation, and if we stop having such shitty play calling, and if the defense, which I think the Eagles are going to be one-dimensional pass, and I know we're going against Golden Tate, who has killed the Cowboys, I think they can get some turnovers. And that, my friends, is the key for victory for the Cowboys. If the Cowboys can get some turnovers, we've had a great defense, a top 5 defense all season. But for whatever reason, since 2014, where we were second in the NFL in taking the ball away, we just can't get the ball. It's no rhyme or reason. You're putting pressure on the quarterbacks. You're getting great coverage on the receivers. It's just the ball is not bouncing our way. And if we could just get 1 or 2 turnovers a game, all of a sudden things look a little bit different. It's week 8. And all season I've been hearing everybody say that Dak sucks. And I said, give him till week 8, and if Dak doesn't get any better from where he was with Carolina, then I'll be the first to admit that Dak sucks. He's not getting it done right now. And I look, some of it is him, some of it's the talent around him, and some of it's the play calling. I know some of you will be blinded and will say, no, it's just Dak. We bring Carson Wentz and put him on this team. We're a Super Bowl team. And those are people who really just don't know football. The team has regressed completely. The team is unimaginative. Their offense is like from the Stone Age. And the great offensive line that we once had is leaving a lot to be desired. But it's football. And the crazy thing about football is teams change week by week. Everything that happened the first 8 games doesn't mean that much. You have to win enough to be in contention. But it's the next 8 weeks that determine who's going to be in the playoffs. This is when shit gets real. And you don't know what team is going to have a catastrophic injury, start losing players. The Washington Redskins, as I pointed out, literally have picked up 2 guys off the street and are starting them on their offensive line. They've lost 4 starters on their offensive line. They've lost wide receivers. They're losing people left and right. They got AP, and that's about it on the offense right now. Alex Smith is leaving a lot to be desired, just like Dak Prescott is right now. So you never know. They go to Tampa. They could actually, with the Tampa Bay that's up and down, get their lunch handed to them. And if you beat the Eagles, things look a lot different tomorrow than they do today. Like I said, maybe I'm crazy, but I do know that Jason Garrett is a survivor. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys won just enough, got close enough to the playoffs, played well enough in those last 4 games, which are the Eagles, the Colts, Tampa Bay, and the Giants, to go on a winning streak where Jerry says, see, I know they started off slow. I know we didn't make the playoffs, but you saw how they finished up the season. That Jason Garrett, he's the winner. He makes mistakes, but you know what? He's going to be coaching the Cowboys for a long time. That's what I know about the horror movie that is Jason Garrett Returns. All right, guys. It's Saturday. I got to go do some work. Because as they always tell me, don't quit your day job. Because you ain't got it in the booth. I'll see you guys soon and have a great Saturday.